In this video, we will be looking at a few options in the add column tab. Um, so let's begin with columns from. So let's begin with the conditional column. Okay. So as the name suggests, we are creating a new column or adding a new column based on certain conditions. Hmm? Uh, from the given table, let's consider an example wherein. Okay, so let's take the new deaths column. We want to check a condition wherein new deaths, when it is equal to 0, it's a good condition, and when the number of deaths are more than 0, let it be a bad condition. Okay, so I'm going to click on condition column, and I will just give it as GB. Okay, now I need to select the column name which I need to evaluate. So I'm selecting new deaths equal to, we can have values or based on a column or a parameter. Okay, so for now let's talk about values. I'm going to give it 0. Okay, so I'm just going to give the output as G for good. Okay, and else B, because we only have one scenario wherein if it is equal to 0, it should be good. If it is not 0, it is bad. There won't be any negative cases. Okay, so this is one option where you can give it one way of giving this condition. Now if we click OK, see GB, wherever it is 0, it is G, and let's consider the cases not 0, it's B. Okay, so that's that. Now I'm taking back all those changes, and now let's look at formatting options. So we are creating a column from this column. Okay, if you want all the values to be uppercase, if you select this option, everything will be turned into uppercase and you will get a new column. Okay, the column will be named as uppercase, which we can rename it later on. So in the same way, all the other options over here. Trimming means it will clear the blank spaces after and before the text. For example, in this value Afghanistan, if there is a space after N or before A, those values can be trimmed with the help of trim. Okay, now so this clean option is another useful thing. So when we are exporting values from data sources, we may get what do you say, junk or unreadable or special character type of texts. So in order to avoid that, see, if you note over here, when you are hovering over it, you get a brief description of it. So it says non-printable characters. Okay, if you see the last part with non-printable characters removed, that will what be done after we select this clean option. I don't have an example for it now, so in case I come over or if I get such a example, I will show it to you. So basically you might have noted like in case of a corrupt file or something, you will get unreadable characters. So the unreadable can also be considered as unprintable characters. So that's what it is. The rest of the options are prefix and suffix, and you might be knowing what a prefix and suffix is. So if you want to add a value, prefix means at the start of a column values. For example, I want to add CT for country. Okay, assume that CT is for country, and I want this to be added to all the values which come under country. So it will create a new column with the same format. Okay, that's what prefix is, and same in case of suffix. So I just need to, okay, we have selected the date column here. So I just need to select this option and add ry or any value you want. See, there you go. Now let's talk about extracting characters out of this. So if you want to extract a certain length of characters, okay, you can use this option. Let's try it out. See, it's actually what it's doing is it's counting the number of characters in this column. If you want the number of characters or the length of this column, you can use this feature. Okay, let's try for something else. For Albania, it has 7 characters. Okay, for Aruba, it should show 5. Oh, I think we didn't make the selection. Yep. See, it's counting the number of characters. So this first characters, what it does is this one will extract the first number of characters that we provide over here. Okay, so it says like enter how many starting characters you want to keep. So if you are if you need to keep the first 3 characters, for example, if I want to create a country code out of Afghanistan or the values in country, so I will be okay, I need only 2. So I'll do this and there you go, I have AF. Okay, and now suppose I want to take it to the next level and I'm making it uppercase. Okay, but note that we got this in another step. Okay, we have this in second and one more step, because that's what add columns do. See, we can do the same thing without adding a new column over here. So for now I'll show you, this is our step, and from the transform part I'm using uppercase. So if you note that there is no additional column created, we are doing the same uppercase operation on the same column. Okay, I'm removing that. Now going back, country. So this is the same like first characters is the last characters, and this is a range. Okay, so we can provide 2 values over here. One is a starting index, that is from which part will it start, and the second one would be the number of characters from the starting index. So when using range, please keep in mind that the starting index begins at 0. Okay, so if you want to extract the text from 0 to 2 characters, sorry, you should be providing like this, and I think it will give you AF. Yes, it gives you AF. So these 3 options, we need a delimiter. Okay, so let's see if this thing works. So I am going to provide of n is the first appearance, and I'm not sure if this works. Yes. Okay, so what this actually does is, by delimiters we mean a separation symbol or a separation character. It can be anything that differentiates a two set of values. Okay, for example, in a CSV file, we basically by default a comma is considered as a delimiter. We can change the comma to hyphen, colon, or anything. For example, okay, it can be useful over here, text before delimiter, and when it comes in the case of a date, if we are providing a minus, you will get the most probably the first one. See, it's the dates. The first delimiter minus comes over here, and before the minus comes the dates. So you will get all the dates over here. Let's just see what the advanced option was. We had a advanced option under here. Okay, so there we go. If you want to skip the delimiters, for example, let's do the date part again. That would be simple because we have the minus as delimiter over here. I'm providing minus as the delimiter. Let's see what options we have here. See, from the start of the input, how many should be skipped? So I want to skip 1. Let's see what we get. See, we are skipping the first occurrence. Okay, so 31 minus 01. The next occurrence come after 01. So the next occurrence will be considered as the part where we will be extracting the splitting and extracting the text. So that's how it works. I'm clearing those steps. Same works for these 3 options. So let's just have a look at the thing. Okay, for this one, let's try starting, ending, and see, we have the number of delimiters to skip here as well. For now, let's leave it there. Let's see what we get for this one. See, I gave starting and ending as -1 itself. Okay, so this one is actually giving me the months. Let's confirm it. Yes, see, this one is actually giving me the months, because when we gave it as delimiter, for starting delimiter is a minus and ending delimiter is a minus, it has considered the first minus as the beginning and the second minus as the ending. So it has extracted the months in this case. Now let's look into a few options under the view tab. So by default, I have everything over here turned on. These are the 3 options that we are going to discuss. So column distribution. Okay, if you are selecting this, if you note there is a change on the top, just right under the header of the table. Okay, this one is actually giving you the overview of the distribution of values inside each column. So if you are looking into here, this will say like there is 2 distinct values. What are the 2 distinct values? AF and AL. Okay, there are no like 0 unique values, and some other details will be available here about the data. Now let's only enable column profile. So this is what happens, and like this is what it shows. The same thing that it will also give more further details than the column distribution values which we had over here. Okay, it's just representing the same thing over here, but gives us details about what is the unique value. Okay, what is the distinct value that we have inside this column. Okay, and it is roughly giving us a count of the number of distributions inside it. Let's see what would happen. Yeah, it won't show because it's only taking the first 1,000 values. See, if you see over here in this view, there are only 1,000 rows considered. Okay, and the count of distinct value is 2. Now a few other options I would like you to see. There are 1,000 values. These are each of the dates. Okay, there are 651 distinct values, 302 unique. Minimum value is 3 1 2020, and maximum value is 14 10 2021. So these options are also available over here. In case of numbers, see, we get other options like there is a minimum, maximum, average, standard deviation, events, odds. We get those counts as well. And then coming to the column quality. Column quality means like if the column quality means how good are the values in each column. Like, see, if you see over here, there are three categories provided: valid, error, and empty. So what it actually counts is how much part of the data is there as empty data, errors data, and how much is valid. So far we have a clean data, and the 100% of the data under each column is valid. In case there are blanks, this empty option, it will show us as how much percentage of the total data is empty or blank, null values. That's what empty does. In case of errors, for example, we have okay, dates over here. Suppose I'm going to give this some other data type. Okay, let's see what happens. It's difficult because once we give it, yes, see, if you look over here, it says 100% error. We basically know why there is a 100% error. Why is the reason it's showing an error? Because we are representing a date value in terms of uh, true or false, boolean. So that cannot be done. We are actually trying it, we actually tried converting a date value into a true or false value, which is not possible, thus the error. So at times things like this can come, wherein the Power BI might incorrectly detect the data type, and or there might be mixed values in it, and at times the values cannot be represented in a certain data types. For example, we can still represent the numbers as text, but we cannot represent the dates as boolean. So that's one example. You will encounter other scenarios while you work on it. Okay.